Good afternoon, Robert Scribbler with the OBX Wave Report, providing this video for you guys from Jeanette's Pier, looking to the south and east out into the Atlantic Ocean as some 2-foot waves, mostly in the range of about 2 foot, roll in off the North Atlantic. We've got semi-choppy conditions right now, conditions likely to start to clean up as we get into the afternoon and evening hours, as those northeasterly winds begin to die, and we get some winds shifting to the west for the northern and middle outer banks. All right, so let's look at some of the observations provided by the wave monitors, the Wave Watch 3 buoy, the National Weather Service, spot observations by yours truly. Right now, the Oregon Inlet buoy is 4 foot and 8 seconds. Direction is coming from the south and east at 139 degrees. So we got a high angle swell that needs to wrap around, which is why we have smaller waves here. And of course, a relatively short period swell. Nonetheless, some little rideable wave stuff, as you can see here. Nothing too amazing on the sandbar, but you can see some surfers catching some rides. Nag's Head, we've got 2 foot, the occasional 3-footer, slight chop, cleaning up by late afternoon. South-southeast swell coming in at 2.3 foot and 7 seconds in the near shore. Air temperatures right now about 75 degrees, ocean water temperature 61. We had a low tide this morning between 9 and 10 a.m. Looking forward to a high tide in about an hour at 3 to 4 p.m. Rodanthe, we've got 2 to 3 foot plus, slightly choppy conditions, cleaning up by evening. North winds at about 10, shifting to the southwest. In Rodanthe, here in Nag's Head, we're looking at north winds at also about 10, shifting to the west-northwest as we get into evening. And Rodanthe, the swell coming in from the south-southeast at about 3 foot and 7 seconds. Air temperature 72 degrees, ocean water temperatures 66, and it bucks in 2 to 3 foot and semi-clean. Primary swell out of the south-southeast at 3.1 foot and 8 seconds. North-northeast winds blowing at 8, shifting toward the south and southeast later in the day, remaining light there at Buxton through the evening time. Air temperature 72 degrees Fahrenheit, ocean water temperatures 66. All right, and so looking forward at the forecast for today, 2 to possibly some 4-footers, slightly choppy conditions, north winds blowing at 5 to 10, shifting toward the west and northwest for the northerly beaches, toward the southwest for the middle beaches, and then toward the southeast for the southern beaches. Highs today in the middle 70s, clouds and sun. For Friday, we're looking at 2 to 5 foot and choppy as those north winds pick up to 10 to 20 miles per hour. High around the 70-degree mark, clouds and sun. For Saturday, 2 to 4 foot and fair to clean early, choppier conditions later. Winds out of the east-northeast at 4 to 7, building to the out of the east at 10 to 15 later in the day. Chance of rain, highs in the low 70s. And for Sunday, waves building to 3 to 6 foot and choppy with strong east-northeasterly winds in the range of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Possible gale force gusts. Rain expected with a high near 70. And on Monday, getting pretty beefy with 4 to 8 foot surf, choppy conditions, east-northeast winds blowing 20 to 30 miles per hour, rainy conditions, and a high in the upper 60s. So those are the conditions expected over the next few days. Just wanted to provide you guys with some observations of the local weather systems involved. Offshore, we've got clouds, continuous clouds and high clouds and thunderstorm convection in the offshore, and you can kind of see that here from the coastline with some high cloud cover visible from the coastline. That region of the Gulf Stream is much warmer than normal, so most of the impulses that are hitting it are pumping up. Sorry about the blurry state of affairs there just for a second ago. And possible region for cyclone development this summer, considering how much warmer than normal it is. It's worth noting that we do have a cold tongue of the Labrador that has been hugging the coastline. Water temperatures in the Outer Banks region ranging from 61 to 67. So a bit cooler than normal in the near shore, but just offshore much warmer than normal. And that juxtaposition between warm and cold provides instability, which could result in the formation of weather systems, particularly things like nor'easters, offshore thunderstorms, and possibly as we get into the hurricane season, some tropical cyclones. Looking at the model forecasts for the next 5 days or so, there does seem to be some potential for nor'easter, or possibly a low to develop some tropical characteristics in the 4 to 7+ day time frame out here off the eastern seaboard. We'll just have to look. We'll see whether or not what we get is mainly just nor'easter type conditions, or the development of a low with some tropical characteristics, or even the development of a tropical cyclone. It is rather early in the year for that, but I wouldn't rule it out. Looking further afield, potential for tropical cyclone formation in the extreme western and southern Caribbean, near Central and South America, and then out in the Pacific Ocean just off the south coast of Mexico and the west coast of Central America. It does appear likely that a tropical cyclone will develop. It is worth noting that this tropical cyclone development region can have an effect on the Atlantic Ocean, as those systems, if they turn north, can hop over the narrower portion of Mexico into the Gulf of Mexico. So that's something to keep an eye on as we get into hurricane season and we start looking forward to the summer months. All right, so thank you for joining me for this Thursday, May the 16th session of the OBX Wave Report, and my honor and pleasure to give you guys these reports. Hopefully they've been helpful to you, and I will be back with you shortly.